Today we have a list of more budget-friendly options. In this video, we are taking a look at the top 10 handguns available under $250. Trust me, you can even buy guns from some pretty good manufacturers at this price range. We are talking manufacturers like Rock Island Armory, Chiappa Firearms, and the list goes on. Keep watching, you sure don't want to miss out on this one. The Slim is a compact, single-track 9mm and is currently worth an average price of $173. The barrel is 3 inches long, and the entire length of the gun is 6 inches. The 709 weighs 19 ounces unloaded. The polymer frame helps to explain why the gun is so light. Unlike several other CCW weapons on the market today, the 709 Slim is large enough to be used comfortably. Although thin, the grip is large enough to accommodate the majority of your hand, and the controls are readily grasped and handled. The sights are likewise large enough to be seen, albeit slightly smaller than those seen on larger pistols. The rear sight may be fully adjusted with the provided screwdriver. Tourist 709 Slim extended magazines for the pistol were also produced. These magazines carried 10 bullets. They were installed with a special base plate that allowed you to get a full hand on the handgun, even though they extended below the grip of the gun. The Cobra Arms FS 380 is a versatile and reasonably priced handgun that is aesthetically pleasing and light, and has a retail price of $123. If you want a used one, it costs $99. It's also a semi-automatic pistol from the Cobra Freedom line of single-action semi-automatic firearms. The Cobra FS 380 is straightforward, featuring a striker-fired construction and an interior reminiscent of 1911 handguns. The outside includes 2 controls designed specifically for lefties. On the left side, near the rear grip, there is a rectangular-shaped ambidextrous mag release. The thumb safety on the left side is the other control. It has a magazine capacity of 7 rounds. It has a steel slide with a non-adjustable front and rear sight built directly into the frame of the slide. The M200 revolver has a 4.02-inch barrel and can accommodate 6 rounds of .38 special ammunition, and you can get this for less than $200. It's a single-action, double-action revolver, and the double-action trigger pull was little over 7 pounds. The single-action trigger pull, on the other hand, was dead-on and incredibly crisp at 3 pounds. What? Yes, you heard it correctly, an affordable revolver with a 3-pound single-action trigger pull and a 7-pound double-action trigger pull. That's unheard of. Guys will pay gunsmiths a lot of money to acquire these types of trigger pulls on high-end revolvers. These revolvers are manufactured in the Philippines and distributed by Rock Island Armory. The M200 measures 8.78 inches long, 1.5 inches broad, and 5.43 inches tall. The gun weighs 1.76 pounds unloaded and features rounded combat polymer grips. The frame has a round butt. The Bursa BP9cc is a polymer gun with a single stack magazine and is currently worth $193 on average. It is slim, but has a mid-size height, providing it more grip room than many single stack handguns, such as the Walther PPS M2, Smith & Wesson Shield, and Glock 43. With a thickness of less than an inch, it may be tucked into an inside the waistband holster without adding much fat. Despite this, the gun has a nearly full-size grip, so your pinky isn't hanging out in space. With 8+1 rounds before reloading, you have enough firepower for most circumstances. These pistols' frames are available in 2 colors, black or OD green. The BP9cc's slide is composed of steel and has a matte black or matte nickel finish. The KelTec P32 is a $249 worth lock-to-breech semi-automatic pistol in .32 ACP with a double-action trigger pull. However, it is not a true double-action only weapon because it lacks second strike capability. It employs a hammer, but the slide partially cocks it. The P32 has a 7+1 capacity and weighs only 6.6 ounces unloaded. There are no manual safety features or slide stop or slide release mechanisms. Controls are limited to a trigger and a magazine release. The pistol, however, has an inbuilt slide stop and will remain open on an empty magazine. However, because there is no slide release mechanism, you must remove the magazine to reclose the slide. The gun does have sights, sort of. They are tiny and low on the slide, consisting of a short black nub for a front sight and a shallow groove for a rear sight. There are no dots, and depending on the situation, the sights are difficult to obtain. The SCCY CPX2 is not intended to be the most beautiful pistol on the market, but rather one of the cheapest. You can get it for just $200. SCCY's mission is to equip as many people as possible in the United States. The SCCY CPX2 is an extremely light cannon, weighing in at about 1 pound unloaded. The cannon has a capacity of 10 rounds and is quite large. It's around the same size as the Taurus G2C. However, it is much lighter and does not have the same feel. This is very emphatically not a duty or range gun. They appear to be targeting the concealed carry and self-defense demographic with this gun. When you look at the proportions, it's quite a massive pistol, and the majority of that size is right around the grip itself. The magazine release on the CPX2 is now solely on the right side, a right-handed only magazine release located on the gun's left side. Surprisingly, the SCCY CPX2's sliding stop is quite well engineered. It's an ergonomic polymer overmold on a sheet metal piece. The JHP is not a small pistol by any means. The huge blocky slide, while unattractive, is required for the pistol to function and worth an average of $198. The JHP employs a blowback system and relies on its substantial weight to ensure that pressures in the barrel have decreased to a safe level before enabling the breech to open. The Hi-Point 45 was never intended to compete with the best Glocks on the market. Instead, the designers concentrated on producing a decently powerful pistol at the lowest possible cost. Everything about this pistol, from the metal chosen on the outside to the basic equipment included, reflects this idea. In terms of price, they undoubtedly achieved their goal. Even the most costly Hi-Point handguns may be had for less than $200, and some can be had for much less. The rifle is also certified for Plus P ammo, which means it has a lot of stopping power. The accuracy with this ammo isn't great, but hitting an intruder with a Plus P bullet is a guaranteed way to attract their attention. Chiappa's M922 looks like a Beretta 92 FS, but it has been modified to work as a rimfire and it costs less than $250. It is manufactured under the Kimber brand, labeled Chiappa, and supplied by MKS Supply in the United States. It comes in a wood or plastic stocked standard variant, as well as a plastic stocked tactical model with Novak-style sights and a threaded barrel. Both models have the same profile, controls, and double-action single-action trigger as the original, but employ a frame cast from a zinc alloy known as Chiappa alloy. Given the chambering, the gun's 37-ounce weight is remarkable. It isn't until wallets are weighed that the M922 regains its allure. The hammer manual safety, as in the original model, turns the rear portion of the segmented firing pin, eliminating it from the hammer action. There is also an automated hammer safety as well as one that prevents the gun from firing if the slide is not completely closed. 2 single-column plastic magazines with a capacity of up to 10 bullets are included with the weapon. The C9 Yeet Cannon TM-G1 semi-automatic pistol is a thick, grippy textured, black-clad, compact pistol with stylish engraving and has a price of around $151. What a fun addition to any enthusiast's collection of one-of-a-kind items. The frame of the Yeet Cannon is made of high-compact polymer. There is a right-handed only frame safety. The grip panels made of polymer have an easy grip finish. The pistol has a rear peep sight in the form of a ghost ring and 3 dot sights. You'll get a magazine disconnect safety and a last round lockback, which stops the gun from firing if you eject the magazine. The Yeet Cannon is a fun blaster to have in your collection. The Kel-Tec P3AT is a 380 ACP ultra-compact semi-automatic pistol that is currently worth an average of $222. It became the model for numerous later firearms made by Ruger, Taurus, and others. Kel-Tec upgraded the P3AT in 2006, resulting in the KelTec PF9, one of the smallest and lightest 9mm handguns on the market today. It's ideal for covert carry and might even function as a pocket gun. The PF9 is a double-action only handgun that uses a hammer rather than a striker. Unloaded, the weight is only 12.5 ounces. The pistol measures 5.25 inches long and 9 inches wide. The PF9 is compact, yet it features a 7-round magazine, as opposed to the 6-round magazine found in several small 9mm handguns. Have you found the one you're looking for? Why not show us your love by subscribing to our channel? But wait, are you someone who is specifically focused on revolvers? Why don't you check out this list where we have talked about the 6 best cheap revolvers to buy in 2023. See you there!